Your discipline builds your future. Welcome to Clartify.
You're not tired because you work too hard. You're tired because you never stop deciding. Every day you wake up already tired. Not physically, mentally. And the confusing part is this: when someone asks you why you're exhausted, you don't have an answer. You didn't run a marathon. You didn't work 14 hours straight. You didn't do anything dramatic. And yet, you feel empty, drained, heavy. So you assume something must be wrong with you. You think you're lazy. You think you lack discipline. You think you need more motivation. But that's not the problem. The real problem is invisible. And because you can't see it, you blame yourself. What's actually destroying your energy is not effort. It's decision fatigue. Not big decisions. Not life-changing choices. Small ones, constant ones, invisible ones. The kind your brain makes all day long without you noticing. What to check first when you wake up. Whether to reply or ignore. What to watch. What to postpone. What to think about next. What not to forget. What you should be doing instead. Your brain never rests, even when your body does. That's why rest doesn't work anymore. Because rest pauses effort, but it doesn't pause deciding. You can lie on a couch for hours and still feel exhausted because your mind never shut down. This is why modern exhaustion feels different from old exhaustion. In the past, people got tired from physical labor. When the work stopped, the fatigue stopped. Today, the work never ends because the decisions never end. Your brain is constantly switching contexts, reacting, filtering, resisting, choosing. And every choice, no matter how small, costs energy. Even choosing to do nothing costs energy because you are deciding to avoid something else. Decision fatigue doesn't announce itself. It doesn't say, "You're overloaded." It disguises itself as laziness, as boredom, as procrastination. You don't say, "I'm mentally exhausted from deciding." You say, "I'll do it later." Later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes normal. And exhaustion becomes your baseline. This is why motivation never lasts. Motivation doesn't remove decisions. It only tries to overpower them. And willpower always loses to fatigue. You don't quit because you're weak. You quit because your energy was already spent before you even started. Think about how your day actually works. You wake up, already reacting. Notifications, messages, news, unfinished conversations from yesterday. Before you've made a single intentional choice, your brain has already made dozens of reactive ones. By the time you sit down to do something meaningful, your decision budget is empty. So focus feels painful, starting feels heavy, and discipline feels unnatural. Not because you're broken, but because your system is. People think discipline means pushing harder. It doesn't. Discipline is not force. It's reduction. The most disciplined people are not the strongest. They are the least interrupted. They don't make better decisions in the moment. They make fewer decisions overall. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on design. They remove choices before they become temptations. Most people do the opposite. They surround themselves with chaos and expect willpower to save them. Open tabs, open loops, open notifications, open expectations. And then they wonder why they feel tired even on days they do nothing. Mental clutter drains more energy than physical work. Your brain was never designed to process this much input. It was designed to solve problems, then rest. But modern life never lets it rest. There is always something unresolved, something unfinished, something you should be doing instead. That constant background noise is what's exhausting you. Not work, not effort, deciding. This is why nights are dangerous. By the end of the day, your brain is depleted. Decision fatigue peaks. So the brain chooses the cheapest option available. Scrolling, avoidance, distraction. Not because you want pleasure, but because you want relief. Relief from choosing, relief from effort, relief from responsibility. Scrolling feels automatic because it removes the burden of decision. That's why people lose control at night. Not because they changed, because their energy did. Control is not a moral trait, it's a condition, and conditions can be designed or ignored. Most people ignore them and then blame themselves. Guilt arrives after the behavior, but guilt never creates change. Control must arrive before the behavior, hours earlier, in what you allow around you, in what you normalized, in what you refuse to remove. Your environment trains your behavior more than your will ever will. That's why disciplined people look calm. They are not fighting themselves all day. They are protected from unnecessary decisions. Meanwhile, most people keep trusting future discipline. I'll stop later. I'll focus after this. I'll be serious tomorrow. Tomorrow never arrives disciplined. It arrives tired. Fatigue kills discipline faster than laziness ever could. And then people ask the wrong question. They ask, why can't I control myself? Instead of asking, what am I allowing that makes control impossible? That question changes everything. Because the moment you stop blaming yourself, you start seeing the real problem. Your habits are not accidents. They are permissions. Every repeated behavior exists because it is allowed to exist. Control is not about resisting everything. It's about removing access. You don't become disciplined by fighting temptation. You become disciplined by starving it. This is why people who change their environment change faster than people who change their mindset. Mindset matters. But environment decides who wins when you're tired. And you will be tired. Everyone is. The difference is what happens when energy drops. Most people collapse into defaults. Others fall into structure. That's not talent. That's design. Once decisions are reduced, something strange happens. Life feels quieter, not exciting, stable. And many people avoid that stability because chaos feels familiar. Chaos gives excuses. Stability removes them. When life is quiet, you can't blame noise. You can't blame distraction. You can't blame exhaustion. You're left with yourself. And that scares people. So they recreate chaos unconsciously. They say they want consistency, but they protect environments that destroy it. Phones always nearby, notifications always on, commitments everywhere. Then they wonder why discipline collapses. It's not collapsing. It's being suffocated. Consistency doesn't require intensity. It requires space. Space to think. Space to act. Space without interruption. That space must be protected. Not with motivation, with removal. Remove what steals attention. Remove what drains decisions. Remove what negotiates for comfort. You don't need a perfect routine. You need fewer enemies. Once friction drops, effort feels normal. Not heroic, not forced, normal. And that's when consistency finally sticks. Not because you became stronger, but because life stopped fighting you. If you feel exhausted all the time, it's not because you lack discipline. It's because you never stop deciding. And the fix is not doing more. It's deciding less, earlier, quieter, on purpose. If you leave this video thinking about motivation, nothing changes. If you leave thinking about design, control starts returning. Most people will ignore this. They always do. If you don't, this channel is for you. You're not tired.
Thank you for watching. If you're ready to upgrade your mind and build unshakable discipline, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. More powerful lessons are coming. Stay disciplined. Stay clarify.